What a scam that so many fall for without realizing. The added tip line at the end of everything. No, I'm not tipping the electric company, thanks. King Verizon has a donation line when I go to pay my bill. Who donates to their multi-million-dollar phone company? Whoa. They also take human sacrifices. No need to get crazy. I read this as human services and thought, is this guy giving handies out as a tip? As a telemanager, I've had a few elderly customers who truly think their grandchildren are in jail and need to withdraw $20,000 in cash from their accounts to bail them out. Tell them outright to contact their grandchildren in front of me, and that they are falling for a scam. Naturally, the youngster replies next. Their intentions are good, but before they part with such significant sums, they should consider whether they provided the con artists access to their home addresses. My aunt got popped this way for $7K, left parenthesis. Knew someone who got an email that said they had reversed the camera on their phone, and know they have been visiting dirty websites, and have video of their face while orgasming, as well as hacked their email, and have their whole contact list. If they don't send $6,000 immediately, they will send pictures and videos to the email list. He was a nervous wreck. I am like, dude, no. Sounds like that one Black Mirror episode. But the twist on that one was horrifying. This is a scam, but cover your cameras, guys. Snowden told us why. Dude, thank God I watched the Snowden movie when I was still a kid. BC, even to this day when I watch porn, I always angle my phone to where it just shows my forehead in the front camera, and basically the bed in my rear camera mount. A guy called my grandma, and when she answered said grandma, so she replied, pull on minutes. He then said, you are test me, and then went on to say how I was in jail in the Caribbean, and needed her to wire money. My dad's in the other room, and realizes what's going on, and then gets on the phone, and puts an end to it. Funniest part to me was my dad told me for about 5 seconds I was really hurt, that if you were in jail I wouldn't be the first person you'd call. Anyways, the elderly can get so easily scammed these days, it's sad. My dad got a call that his grandson, my son, was in jail, and that my dad needed to send money. My dad told the guy he'd have to call his brother, Rickard, because Rickard is the one with the money. We don't have anyone in the family named Rickard. Would your last name be Hertz, by any chance? Trivia of the day. Frequency used to be called CPS, cycles per second. When the metric system got going, they wanted a better name, and the main contender was Hertz. Hertz, in honor of Heinrich Hertz. Supposedly one joker in the room suggested Charles Proteus Steinmetz, another famous engineer, so it could still be abbreviated as CPS. My local grocery store uses yellow price tags for things that are on sale and random things that aren't on sale, but they're hoping you don't actually look closely and just assume it's a great price because the tag is yellow. I fell for it all the time cause it took me about a year of shopping there to realize it. It's amazing what special and on sale does to people's brains. Often a customer will bring something to the checkout and ask me to check the price. Me, scans item, it's $4.95. Customer thinks for a moment, is that on special? Does it matter? It's still going to cost $4.95. Honestly, I can see why I'd ask that. Say is not an important item, kinda on the expensive side for your budget. If it's on discount you can buy it at a lower price than usual. I buy some vegan cheeses at the supermarket every time I see a promo. I don't need them, but I like them, and I know their prices, so I buy them when they are cheaper than normal. Life coaching / business coaching, etc. I was one for years, and can promise you that 99% of them purely regurgitate info from each other, with absolutely no experience in the areas outside making money selling courses on things they've never done. From your typical IG20 life coach, to the popular JShitTS. All completely full of shit scam artists that are never transparent about how they actually make their money, and post wishy-washy babble on social media that never provides a solution, but convinces people low on their luck that they're the experts. There's a few out there who are legit, who have huge businesses and done well, but they are huge names that are transparent. Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Gary Vee, Eric Thomas, to name a few from the small few. I have a personal anger towards life coaches, which makes me sad, because I feel like there could be genuine people out there. But I was scammed by one as a teen. I was very overweight and miserable, and found a woman who had lost a lot of weight, and was even on the news. I related to her with life experiences. She had a tiny coaching business, and charged a few $1,000s for a course that lasted a couple months at most, I think. My parents helped pay, hoping their miserable daughter would finally get some help, after they had tried so many things. She gave me such service-level advice. I was so disappointed. There wasn't a real substance, and I felt like I was being fed positive quotes you'd find on a coffee mug at a discount store or something. I have also been preyed on by Beachbody coaches more times than I can count. I never accepted their sales. The most recent one was a woman who really impressed me by her massive weight loss, and her Instagram page with lots of relatable and helpful content. I became so disinterested as soon as I found out she was a Beachbody coach. A lot of coaches are quite young, and detest. Not that I think young people don't have something to offer, but being a life coach at that age seems it. Amway, the most obvious pyramid scheme ever, yet lots of people are a part of it. What's Amway? They sell cheap junk. It's an MLM. The salespeople recruit other people to sell the products to people and recruit other salespeople. I've got your nose. My grandpa took my nose back in '92. He passed shortly after without giving back. Searched his house high and low for my nose to avail. I thought I'd never see it again. Are you saying that it was all a lie? That I've had my real nose this whole time? I am sorry to say that your nose is long gone. Your best bet now is to get the nose of your kid, or a niece/nephew as a replacement. Its replacement nose is all the way down. Timeshares. How do people still think these are good? Are people still selling these, or were there so many people locked into them they don't need new blood? Last week tonight just did a whole thing on in a few weeks ago that tells me they are still a thing. So I just checked to see whether that segment about scammy timeshare companies, and as it turns out equally scammy get rid of your awful timeshare companies, was on YouTube yet, and it seems to not be. But boy, are there ever videos from timeshare scammers complaining about that segment. :right parenthesis said it. It turns out that I couldn't find that video because I'm in Australia, and for some reason, legal ass covering. I dunno, the Last Week Tonight YouTube channel doesn't allow people here to see some of their videos. Here that segment is, https://youtube.com/watch?v=bd2bovxm for people elsewhere, or people using a suitable VPN. Edit 2. Us Australians can see the classic segment about televangelists. Right bracket, https://youtube.com/watch?v=7y1s Wait, the company to get rid of timeshares was also a scam? Payday loans. Pretty sure people know they're scams. But being desperate and having few options, they use them because they believe they're the best deal they can get. And making them illegal is extremely difficult, apparently. Laws get written, Payday loan places adjust their contracts to just barely be legal and continue on their way. Payday loans are absolutely awful, but kept a roof over my kids' heads for a couple rough years. Total rip-off, but better than selling meth or my body, or something to stretch the paychecks. But it's a really hard spiral to get out of. Edit, for me it was better than selling meth or my body. You do? No judgment for real lol. Same here. It was either $400 in overdraft fees that the bank would make sure they get as many of as possible by processing transactions highest to least, or late fees on bills and the threat of credit damage, or a 600% interest short-term loan that would end up costing roughly $40. It was the best option at that time, as long as you don't get stuck in a long endless cycle of never being able to pay it off. If it weren't for the horrible banking practices in the first place, these loans wouldn't be as necessary to the many people living paycheck to paycheck and wind up behind when emergencies pop up. Enter to win this prize. Give us all your information. Hey, my chances must be pretty high with how many I've applied to by now. Multi-level marketing schemes. No Karen, I don't want your stick-on nails or random sugar shakes. But if you can get 3 friends to sell them for you and each one of them gets 3 friends to sell them, we will all get rich. Fun fact, if each level of your pyramid scheme only required 3 people by the 20th iteration, you would exceed the population of the Earth. If each level had 5 people, you'd hit it in 14 levels. All those sell prices at Kohl's. Me. Buys 2 cheap t-shirts, Kohl's receipt. You saved $382. I laughed out loud. So true though. Pyramid schemes. People are blinded by the promise of quick money and forget the risk of losing it all. NFTs, crypto, MLMs, all different sides of the same coin. How does a coin have 3 sides? Technically, the edge is a side. I am pretty saddened that televangelist and evangelical churches exist and scam all desperate people. Whenever I am flipping through the channels to get to the cartoons for my son, I always see them, and I am like, damn, how are we all still scamming? They prey on the lonely and infirmed. Religious people who can't get to their churches anymore, opting for TV productions that know how vulnerable their target audience is. If you or somebody you know is falling into one of those hucksters' webs, best you can do is call them once a week during the sermons and fill the void they're missing. Please don't make friends with people who randomly text you or call you that you don't know. They play the long game and become your friends and try to get you to invest in fake crypto with promises of return if you pay the taxes. It tests the long game of faked intimacy and is insidious like cancer. People who get scammed commit suicide. It tests terrible. Older people are especially susceptible. Also check out the YouTube videos about pig butchering scams. This should be much higher. It's huge in countries like China, but only getting traction in the States recently. Fuck these people. It was the root of my American mother's suicide. People need to know. I am talking tens of thousands of dollars just gone. They play on people's loneliness and isolation. I'm sorry for your loss, op. I know it fucking hurts. Fuck these people. They aren't worth the air they breath and leech the breath of others. Genuine people like your mother don't deserve this. The government is starting to crack down on these people. I know they are slow, and recovery may never happen, but I'd like to imagine somehow, somewhere, eventually these scammers are getting fucked by karma somehow. I am a Nigerian prince, and so many people give me money. Sure, I'll give you $05 and you give me $500 back. Black Friday sales. Some are great deals, but the big majority just the same price with a fake discount sign. I worked at Best Buy years ago. They would just take the shitty TVs and put them up front. Those TVs were already cheap, So PPL saw the low price and thought they were getting a good deal. Nope, all you got was a shitty TV that was more than likely Best Buy's own brand. I worked at Best Buy's corporate headquarters. Can confirm. I'm pretty sure I spent more than I made while working there. There were some serious discounts involved. M&M's. The chocolate candy with a shell. Nah, those are pretty good. No, he means the rapper M&M. M&M. Slim Slady. Diamonds. I'm a goldsmith and make fine jewelry for a living. If you must buy a diamond, don't go to a high street jeweler. Find a workshop, speak to the guy making your ring. With wholesale prices, because our overheads are lower. We don't have hundreds of identical rings in stocks. We make one. Just for you. How does pricing for that work? If I have a diamond gold from other jewelry, is it the price of labor, or do most goldsmiths only use their materials? Also, how would I find a reputable goldsmith in my area, association or something? Health insurance. Why do I have to pay $300 a month for the privilege to spend 20% of the cost of medical care once I've paid $5,750 out of pocket? What a neat feature of freedom. That's horrible and inhumane. That's America. Trimming armor or doubling GP. So many hard lessons learned in the mid/late 2000s. Tithing. Joel Osteen is Scrooge McDucking it right now because he knows how to exploit people's faith. And not surprising, there is an extreme shortage of love thy neighbor coming from him. The prosperity gospel is just a way to bilk groups from their money with the promise of being made whole by the hand of the Almighty. And when it isn't come, well, you just didn't believe or pay enough. The what? Greater than prosperity gospel, when popular evangelists promise you health, wealth, and the good life in exchange for your faithful donations to their ministry. Chiropractors can fix anything. Don't some people get paralyzed from this stuff? They can kill you. They can cause vertebral or carotid artery dissections, which in turn sends blood clots to your brain and causes strokes, among other things. Growing up. I wanted to grow up so much when I was a kid. Worked at 15. Drove at 16. What the hell was I thinking? No kidding. I remember thinking as a kid that once I'm a grown up I get to do all those fun things they do. What an idiot I was. Although I kept Christmas, I still get toys for Christmas. Remember that feeling on Christmas morning and your new toys? Why stop that? The politician cares about you. All the other politicians don't care about you. I do. Vote for me. It's almost funny how it happens every single election. Nah man, Bush will be the no guys. I'm serious. Obama is gonna save this country. Trump will make America great again. Biden will be the one to bring equality to everyone. He really cares about us, and really all they care about is putting more money into their own and lobbyists' pocket. Having strong opinions on inconsequential hot topics. They don't want you thinking about actual issues that matter. Greater than the smart way to keep people passive and obedient is to strictly limit the spectrum of acceptable opinion, but allow very lively debate within that spectrum. Greater than Noam Chomsky, the common good. Why do I have to do my taxes if the government knows what they owe me? Mediums. I don't care what you have experienced, it's fake. Cold reading and psychology are learnable skills people exploit to present themselves as mediums. It's convincing, and it's total crap. I feel happy for people who get the closure they're looking for. I feel badly for people who pour their hard-earned money into these scam artists and never get the result they're after. Weddings. When we first started looking into it, we had a small amount saved up, and I said we could either have a wedding or buy a house. She said, well, we can't live in a wedding. Fast forward another 5 years and the COVID housing market is going crazy, and we have a newborn. Was able to make $130K over what we had originally paid, which let us move into the suburbs, albeit a fixer-upper. We ended up eloping in Yosemite and honeymooning in Hawaii for easily 1/3 of the cost of what our wedding would have been. Different strokes for different folks, obviously, but I think about that all the time. I know a guy who married a chick, and her dad paid $75K for their wedding. They were divorced 1 year later. The same thing happened in my little friend group. The couple that eloped, still together. The couple who got hitched in Vegas, still together. The 10-person backyard wedding, still together. The rent a hall, hire caterers and invite everyone you've ever met couple, less than 2 years.